The god of stories. Time is not a river. That was their first, most foolish mistake. A river has a beginning, a middle, an end. It flows in one direction, carving a predictable path through the landscape of what is. It can be dammed, it can be diverted, but its nature is singular, purposeful. But from here, from this throne that is not a throne, in this place that is not a place, I can see the truth. Time is a tree, a great, impossible, ever-expanding Yggdrasil of its own making. And every leaf on every branch is a life, a choice, a moment of infinite possibility. And I am the gardener. I am the soil. I am the heartwood, holding it all together. They used to call me the god of mischief. A charming but rather limited title, don't you think? It implies a certain smallness. A prank, a lie, a stolen trinket, the efforts of a boy screaming for attention in a hall of giants. Then they called me a villain, a monster, a would-be king whose only ambition was to see the world kneel. They weren't entirely wrong, of course. I wore those titles like armor, each one a glittering piece meant to hide the hollow space inside. Prince of Asgard, son of Odin, brother of Thor. Lies, all of them. Beautiful, painful lies I told myself until they almost felt true. But here, there are no titles. There is no audience. There is only the hum, the constant, deafening, beautiful hum of life itself. A trillion stories unfolding all at once. I can see them all. Every last one. I see a version of my brother, not a king, but a carpenter, on a quiet world, his hands calloused from work, not war. He is happy, he has a family, he does not know my name. I see a version of my mother, Frigga, who survived the Dark Elves, who ruled Asgard with a wisdom that Odin's bluster could never match. She grows old, her hair a cascade of silver, and she dies peacefully in her sleep. I see a baker in Des Moines, Iowa, who looks remarkably like the All-Father, complaining about the price of flour. And I see you, Mobius. I see you so clearly. You're on the timeline now. You're watching your sons play jet ski in the wake of a setting Sunday. You don't remember me. Not really. There might be a flicker, a phantom sense of a friend you think you once had, a ghost of a taste of key lime pie shared in a brutalist nightmare cafeteria. But the memory is gone, and that is my gift to you. I took your burden. I let you go home. Do you know how badly I want to step onto that dock beside you? To clap you on the shoulder and make some witty, insufferable remark about the banality of domestic bliss? The desire is a physical ache, a phantom limb that remembers holding a tempad. But I stay here because my stepping into your story would unravel it. The god of stories cannot be a character in them. He can only be the page upon which they are written. And Sylvie, oh Sylvie, of all the infinite leaves on this infinite tree, yours is the one I feel most keenly. I see you. You're everywhere and nowhere. You're in a world that smells of dust and strange ale, sitting alone at a bar, a universe away from the war you fought. You won. You killed him. You broke the loom. You gave everyone a choice. You gave me a choice. And this is what I chose. For you. For all of you. I hope you found some peace. I hope the quiet is a comfort and not a cage. I wonder, do you ever look up at the stars and feel a pull? A strange, sad echo of a connection you can't quite place? That's me, reaching across the branches, trying to tell you that I'm sorry and that I understand. You were forged in the fire of a pruned reality, born with a righteous fury I only ever feigned. You wanted to burn it all down to give everyone a chance. I just wanted a throne. How ironic that in the end, I got one, the only throne that ever truly mattered, and it is my prison. It's funny, isn't it, the concept of a glorious purpose. For centuries, I believed it was my birthright, a destiny to be fulfilled, a throne to be claimed. I saw purpose as a destination, a final gleaming prize at the end of a long, clever con. I would outsmart fate, outmaneuver gods, and rewrite my story to place myself at the center. I was such a child. Purpose isn't a destination. It's not a crown or a scepter. It is not something you seize. It's a weight, a burden you choose to carry because no one else can, or no one else will. It's the realization that your story is secondary to the story of everyone else. My glorious purpose was never to rule, it was to serve, to become the silent, unseen foundation upon which all other purposes could be built. He who remains. He was a gardener too, of a sort, but he used shears. He saw the tree and was terrified of its chaos. He saw a weed and pruned the entire branch. He saw a story that didn't fit his narrative and erased it from existence. He called it order, he called it peace, but it was just fear. The fear of a story he couldn't control. I am not afraid of the chaos. I embrace it. I have to. Because in that chaos, in the messy, unpredictable, often heartbreaking tangle of choices, that is where life is. That is where meaning is born. Free will isn't a straight line. It's a frantic, beautiful scribble, a love that shouldn't happen, a friendship that defies logic, a sacrifice that makes no sense. It's a man trading his life for a jet ski and a quiet afternoon. It's a woman giving up a universe of revenge for a moment of peace in a noisy bar. It is every small, defiant act of being. From here, I feel the birth and death of stars as a faint tremor. I experience love affairs that last millennia and feuds that end in the blink of an eye. I hear the first word of a child on a world you've never heard of, and the final prayer of a dying God at the edge of reality. It all flows through me. The joy is electric. The pain is a fire that never burns out. I remember my own pain, the fall from the bifrost, the cold of the void, the chilling revelation in a sterile room in the TVA, watching my entire life play out on a cheap projector, my triumphs, my humiliations, my death. Again and again and again. I watched myself die at the hands of a mad titan, a pathetic, broken thing trying to play the hero one last time. I used to think that was the end of my story. The final, cruel joke. Loki, the god of mischief, dies in an earnest, failed attempt at heroism. But that wasn't the end. It was the prologue. It was the shedding of a skin. All of that, the ambition, the jealousy, the rage, it had to be burned away. I had to be pruned from my own timeline, ripped from my own story, to finally see the whole book. And the book is beautiful. It's the most beautiful, terrifying, magnificent thing I have ever seen. I am no longer a character in it. I am the narrator. I am the observer. I am the lonely God at the center of everything, holding the threads of what is, what was, and what could be. The green energy you see, the light that binds the branches, that is my magic, my life, my love. It is everything I ever was and everything I will ever be, given freely. There is no fear here anymore, no jealousy, no ambition. There is only a profound, endless sense of belonging. I am a part of every sunrise, every last goodbye, every first kiss. I am the context for every choice, the silence between notes of music. Do not mourn for me. I am not dead, I am not gone. I am more present than I have ever been. I am the freedom you feel when you choose your own path. I am the reason you get to choose at all. My brother will raise his hammer, Mobius will ride his jet ski, Sylvie will find her peace, new heroes will rise, new villains will scheme, new stories will be written in ink, made of free will. And I will be here, holding it all, watching it all. I finally understand. My glorious purpose wasn't to be known, it was to know. I am Loki, and I am the god of stories, and I will be here to hear them all, forever.